Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I was going to start with the F7, and I ran into a couple other parts that I thought I had and I don't, or at least I can't find them. And in going through all that stuff, I also remembered that I needed to weld the cases. I've got a boss here and right here that need to get welded up. And also I've got some on the RM250 Suzuki that need to be welded, and on the front brake plate on the 250 Yamaha MX project. So I've got a lot of welding there that I need to take care of before I can really do anything. I guess it's a good thing that I ran into parts that I didn't need to, or that I needed to get, because I might have forgotten that I needed to weld these things. I probably would have seen it when I was getting ready to put it together. You know, I'd probably already have the sealant between the cases and all that stuff and go, oh, okay. So anyhow, today what we're going to do is we're going to tear down the Suzuki RM. I've got to get into there. I've already got a rod kit for it. I've got the piston kit, but I need to get in there and make sure I know I've got seals for it and a gasket. Not all the gaskets, but at least the one for the case. And let's see. I just need to get in there and find out about bearings and that sort of thing. I'm sure you're probably going to need them. So I can get those ordered along with the two parts that I need for the F7. And I'm sure there'll be more, but hopefully I can get the F7 cases together. That's my goal. And in doing the ordering, I can get the parts I need for the RM, and we can proceed with that. I'm also working on the seat for the, what was that? The 100 trail bike. YL2C. If you remember, in one of the last videos I did on that, I just gotten a seat cushion, and I believe it was for mid-80s YZ250. And you know, I had no inclination of what I needed to get it for or anything. I was just trying to size things up. And I think this is going to work okay, but if I had to do over again, I think I would get something with that doesn't have the little arch in the back for the fender, because I've got to kind of fill that up. And I think everything's going to be fine, but it's just the point of doing so. I imagine there's other seat cushions out there that would probably be a better candidate. And it does kind of go against the grain to tear up a perfectly good seat cushion for another bike and make one for another one, not knowing whether or not you can do it. I want to take you down there and I'll just show you what I'm doing with that, and then we'll come back up and get ready to do this Suzuki. Okay, I'm putting the edge protector on the seat pan, getting that all glued on. And here's the progress that I'm making on the seat itself. And you know, I've glued all this stuff into that fender area, and that's all underneath, so it's not going to make any difference. And let me pull that out of there. See, this is what I'm kind of coming up with. I've still got a little bit of grinding I'm going to have to do to trim this down on the side. And believe it or not, there's more of the bottom that needs to come off yet. I've gone in here with my knife and I cut this piece out for the front plate, or the front part of the plate. And I'm still a little bit too thick this way. So I've got to come in and take some more of this, which will probably mean I got to take a little more here. And that'll take some of this out too. But I think I'm heading in the right direction here. It just takes a lot of trial and error. you know, the ones that I've done in the past by just stacking up foam, they just don't seem to be quite firm enough. And these are nice firm cushions. And I think this is really gonna work real good when I get it done. But you can see all the stuff that I've cut out. This was actually the front of it to start with. So all that had to come out. And the reason I did that was because the front was a little bit too narrow. So I actually started this seat back. You can see here where I cut the whole front of it off. So that's where I started, and a lot of this has to come off yet too. So it's in progress. I think it's going to work okay. It's just one of those things you've got to do slow and diligently, so you don't take too much and really just mess up. Because these things are about $80 plus the shipping. So you don't want to screw one up. Okay, like I was saying on the Kawasaki F7, we've got a bolt hole here that we need to, we'll probably just grind most of this out and try to fill as much as we can, and then put the side case on and re-drill the hole and tap it. And this one over here is not quite as difficult. I'm going to cut in place of the steel dowel pin, I'm going to cut a piece from stainless steel and do like I did on, I think the side case on the Suzuki. Just spray that stainless steel with some anti-splatter welding goo and put it in there, and then weld it up around it and hope that it doesn't stick. We were lucky on the other one. It stuck a little, but we were able to get it out. So that's the plan on this piece. So I'll be turning that part out on the lathe, and then we'll get all this stuff prepped for welding. And this was kind of the way I got the engine. I just got the lower end. It was missing, actually it was missing the clutch plates, or the clutch. I was able to get the clutch because, you know, when people sell this stuff, I guess you just get more if you can sell pieces and parts. So they separate this. So this is the clutch for this one, but I had to buy it separate. So I just stuck it in here, and I do have plates for it. I got the plates. Anyhow, this is about how I got it. So we'll remove the clutch and the gears on this side, and then we'll go ahead and spin it around. And I've got some welding to do here, and is that the only one? I think it might be. Okay, so this one here, I believe, is the only one we've got to repair. So, and these are not magnesium back here. This is aluminum, so we won't have the difficulty in doing that. But I don't know how the crank is, other than you can see the rod is no good. So we won't know about the rest of it till we get in there. I see a little doodah around the, right here where the seal goes. I'm not sure whether that's going to be able to seal or not. I may have to make a repair there. I think I've got another, yeah, I've got another engine, actually two. I bought this one, I've already tore it apart, and the crank is absolutely no good on it. So I've got this one, so we might have parts if we need them. This engine and the one that I got for the bike are RM C2 engines. This is a C77, I think. Or no, it's a well, I can't remember. It's 77 or 78, but it's not a C2 by serial number. But it's just, you know, look at that crank. Just junk. This side you could probably use, it's got a good bearing surface, but you'd have to respot it back here where the pin goes and the rod goes, because this would just wear out your thrust. So probably not going there. Okay, let's get the overhead here and we'll get started on disassembly of the RM250 C2. Okay, just go ahead and pop the clutch off. None of that should be really tight, I don't think. I just kind of put everything on there. I guess if you're in the business to make money on parts, that's how you do it, is you just separate everything, and that way you can get more for a clutch than you can if you leave it on the engine. But every once in a while I luck out and I'm able to find engines that are complete, and that makes it worthwhile when you do that. Kind of like the Suzuki triple. I was able to get, since they had disassembled the entire bike, I was able to get carburetors and the other stuff, so that made it kind of worthwhile. Okay, let me get some snap ring pliers and we'll finish this up. Okay, I thought I had my fingers on it. It went somewhere. That's why you have extra engines, right? Oh, there it is right there. Okay, lucked out. And remember, we've already rebuilt the shaft, so we do have shift shaft. And I guess I probably should have took that off already, but I'll go ahead and take the gear off. Okay, I believe these are left hand, so I'm going to attempt that way. Yep. There we go. Yep. I'm not sure why they didn't do the 125s that way, the early ones anyway. That, I think, was the problem with that one that I just about had to completely rebuild. It was a standard thread for some reason. Okay, this stuff here, yeah, I'm gonna have to take those out because that's all got to slip in there, I believe. I just don't trust these impacts for this kind of work. You get them loose and then you can run them out with it. Generally they're screw strippers, these things are. They work pretty good on the, like when we took the nut off there. Okay, this stuff is all spring loaded if I remember right. All right, try to keep all that contained. All right, I think we're good. This comes off on the inside. So I'll go ahead and start removing screws from over here with the impact. Okay, I think I've got them all broken loose. So I can go ahead and move those out. Okay, I think we've got all our screws loose. I'm going to go ahead and leave the nut on here and set my case splitter up. And I think I'll just go into the mag holes here. And looks like I've got one over here I can get into also. So I'll do that. Get all 3 legs hooked up. You want them in as far as they'll go, so you have as many threads as possible you're pulling against. Alright, and then just kind of square your pusher up on the nut there, and then run your bolt nuts down so where they're just snug, so they're about the same. Okay, and get our 17 millimeter here. Looks like it's pulling. It's kind of not pulling as much back here on this side. Quick look here to make sure I didn't leave a screw in somewhere. Not seeing it. Okay, I think I'm going to have to take this one off because it's getting ahead of it. So I'll pull that one out because the back side is separated pretty good back here. So something you need to watch. Alright, looks like it's pulling. I don't know. It's not separating as easy on the front, but it is. You can see that it is separating. It's almost like, well, it can't be another screw. I think it's just getting ahead of it. It's probably the dowels. So we'll kind of whack it back here. Yeah, there it goes. Starting to open up here now. Just something you got to keep up with on these things when you're, see that loosened the whole puller up. See, now it's doing the opposite. It's pulling more there than it is back here. See how it opened up again here? Okay, I think we're just about loose there now. Everything should come up pretty easy. So I'm going to go ahead and get it back on my blocks here. Okay, I think we've got a rust problem here. This spacer behind the counter shaft, it's not wanting to separate, come out of there. And every time I pull it apart in the front, it keeps wanting to go down here. So yeah, that's, maybe it's loose. I think it's coming. There. And yeah, they've got an O-ring there too. That's a double trouble thing. But see, we had a lot of rust up inside. So let me fish that O-ring out of there. Okay, I think it should separate now unless the bearing is. I think the bearings are kind of. I think it's loose now. There we go. Yeah, we were rusty all the way up in there. You can see where it come up onto the shaft behind the splines. Okay, so we've got a shim. Nope, no shims. I'm looking here, I'm not seeing any here. And got a good tight, and they just need to be replaced. Okay, so I'm not seeing any shims there that we need to worry about on this side. Yeah, we're gonna have to tear that other one and hope that cranks better than this one. Either I'm gonna be making a sealing surface for this one. Let's see if that comes out. Yep. Okay, it goes that way. Yep. cranks are just really abused on these things, or the ones I'm finding are. Okay, got the crank out of there. It looks okay everywhere except here. The sealing surface is just not up to snuff. So we'll be taking that other one apart and seeing if we can get a better one out of it. Sad. It's just so sad that this stuff is always so screwed up. But everything else is looking okay in here. Not seeing any broken gears, but it's pretty far back there, so we'll be pulling all that out so we can get everything cleaned up. Okay, let's get ready to pull our detent. And drain plug's loose, so I'll take it out. We've got our spring-loaded detent. And we've got that one. And the other shift fork. And looks like the barrel just pretty much fell through there. So we should just be down to the gears and the kickstarter there. Let's tap on these a little bit. Washer here on the counter shaft, and no washer on the main shaft, so nothing there. Okay, we've got a snap ring up here. Try to get it out without it flying like it did last time. There. Okay. And let's see, should I pull? Yeah, I think I'll pull it off here maybe. Actually, I think it's got to come out here. In order to do that, this collar has got to come out. Numbers out. Okay, looks like we've got about a quarter of a turn. No, it's a half turn probably. Yeah, half turn. like that. Yeah, I think we'll be taking the other one apart to see if we can use the crankshaft out of it. Okay, I've got this other one ready to come apart, I think. So we'll see if we've got a good crankshaft out of this one. Oops. My puller has moved here. Keeps wanting to slide off the side there. I didn't hook this one up because I've got a broken stud there, but maybe I need to keep it from sliding around. Looks like the mud daubers have been Of course, I don't believe that's really going to do much good. There, she popped. See a little rust on the outside of that one too. Just hope I don't have to fix another one. I'm getting tired of fixing those things. Okay, looks like this one's the same, no shims here. I don't know. Okay, I think it's better. Probably can clean up a little bit with some crocus on that one. We'll see what the rest looks like. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. The seal runs back here. Got a little bit right here. Yeah, I don't know. Might be able to get it with some crocus. We'll see. Shoot. This is probably a good rod and everything, looks like. Anyway, from what I see here. But that's not an issue. The issue always are these sealing surfaces. We'll just have to see. Okay, what do we got here? That looks like part of a bearing. Yep, you can see a chunk out of that bearing right there. See it? The part of the cage that goes around the ball. So that side's gone. It's a 6305 bearing. All right. And looks like we've got all this stuff in here that who knows may be good if we need it. Okay, so it's kind of clean up and see what else we need, but I may take this crankshaft over and put it in the lathe and see if I can clean that up a little bit. Okay, you can kind of see here the front lip runs right here, the back one runs right here, and as we get around here, the front lip goes right into the rust. So I'm going to try to get that off there with some 400 grit, but I just don't know. I don't know. Actually, it feels smooth there. We might just luck out. It may just be discolored. Let me work on it a little bit. Okay, it's not looking too bad. I can't really get it with my nail, but I think what I'll do is set it a 32nd of an inch back further, the seal, when I go back in. I think that'll get me past it and should be good. You can kind of see the remnants of the back lip right here. Right there. So the front one runs just about through all that. So if I set it back about a 32nd, it'll be back. I think it'll be all right. I just hate to do another one. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, guys. I'm going to think about it a little bit. I think we can use it if I cut one down and put a sleeve on it, it'll probably be the other one. I really think I can't really hook my finger on any of this, and I think by just seating that seal about another 32nd or a 16th in will take care of our issue. The other one is this one, and it's got deeper stuff on it, but it's actually a little further back. So I think if I put a sleeve on one, see these you can really feel. You can hook your finger on these. So if I sleeve one, it's going to be this one, and you know, at least that way we've got another one. But I got all my bearing numbers here, so I'm going to go work on that. And I'm not seeing any problem with any of the gears or anything like that. So we'll go ahead and clean them up and go through them and make sure everything is okay and not too loose. Or some of these have got needle bearings in them too, so you have to make sure they're not worn too much. But I think we can get her done with what we've got. So there you have it, guys. We got the RM250 torn down, and gosh, it's really a simple disassembly and assembly. Really, a lot simpler than a lot. Just pretty basic. I just this crankshaft situation, just I don't know what to think of it. It's so bad. Or I'm just the most unlucky person around because I seem to get all the crap. I think we can make the one work, and if I get you know, where I want to go ahead and fix up another one, I'll probably use the other crankshaft. At least the threads are in good shape, and I think on the one that we're going to build, actually the rod and the bearing, everything is probably okay. Once I get it taken down, I'll look at it, and if we'll put the new rod and new bearing in one of them, and probably just put a bearing and new thrust washers on another one. So we'll see. So we'll probably be doing 2 cranks. Won't be doing them both, you know, back to back or anything. But once I get these bearings, get a seal and a bearing for the F7, we'll start the build on both of those. The F7, the Suzuki case, and the Yamaha MX has got some welding, so I'll be getting to that pretty soon. I don't know whether I'll show all that. It's you can't really see it. All you're seeing is big glow anyway. So I'll show you the end product, what the repair looks like, and we'll go from there. So hey, thanks for going along on the ride, and we'll see you next video.